hide this. Nice, we're live. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, sorry, this was supposed to come out like a part 2 for this video. It was supposed to come out last weekend, but I've been having a lot of technical issues. My tablet, not Cintiq, my Canvas 22, it just broke last week. So I spent the week trying to fix it, didn't get it done. So now I got to use a different pen tablet, but it seems to do the trick. So let's get this video out today and see how far we can get. Start animating. Okay, let's see. Are we on? Yes, we're on. So we were posing out this guy last stream, and we did lots of drawovers. The poses were pretty complicated. So off screen, I kind of figured out how to animate the first half, and now we can do the second half now. So this is what we have so far in animation. Let's play it. Right, so he goes, dives, and does a front roll and comes up here. And I'm actually really happy how it turned out. Surprisingly, we could tween a lot of this movement. We just had to, from here to here is where the actual, from here to here is where we had that little flip. And then here to here tweens. So these frames, we just had to kind of get a nice breakdown, and the computer did a lot of the work in terms of positioning, which was a nice surprise. And now we're going to kind of use that same technique for this half. So from this frame to this frame, it tweens okay, right? That will work for me. But from this frame to this frame, the tweens get a little messy, right? So see that? They kind of flip. So we have to come up with the middle, and then we can kind of cushion the end. And that's what I'm doing now. This is a middle breakdown, because from here to here, this is going to tween okay. And same with this, right? If we can just figure out what we want to do with our breakdown positions, this tween will probably work. So activate my drawovers. I need to figure out where these pieces will go before we do some timing. So we're kind of doing the breakdown right now. And we're kind of doing some animation. I'm curious though, am I even live? Oh, we are. Okay, that was weird. But yeah, same drill, guys. Any questions you guys have, feel free to ask about whatever. And like there's going to be a camera move. So I'm focusing now on planting the feet. The feet need to be in the right position for this to kind of work. So plant on that foot. Right, I kind of want this more here. I want it really close to where it's going. As long as that foot's planted, it should be okay. All right, let's get to our drawovers. So yeah, what was it this weekend? I hope everyone had a good weekend. You know, it was pretty cold over here in Toronto, or like Mississauga, but it wasn't too. It was still kind of sunny sometimes, so it was okay. It was also taffy on the weekend. That's a big industry conference event. So I went. It was actually a lot of fun to meet a lot of people, a lot of the studios. see what projects they're doing. Yeah, I really want to go to more of those networking sessions. And again, so the goal, like this kind of whole idea for this short is I don't want to draw, like do as little hand-drawn animating as possible. I want to see how far we can push this rig. And so far, all of this animation, all that roll, all the rig, no hand-drawn pieces, no new pieces really added, maybe a new hand we had to draw sometimes. But even then, mostly just deformers and using the drawovers to get the positions that we want. This hand is going to be right here. Right, maybe we'll have some foreshortening as it comes down. Like that. And now his back is gonna sort of be hidden like this. We won't really see a lot of it. Right, and this is kind of nice. It's like a personal project, so I can like take my time, There's no real rush to get this in. There's no like deadline. So if I don't like something, right, I don't mind redrawing, And it's just kind of nice to take a little break from all those hard deadlines. And I'm really trying to focus too on like improving my overall workflow and my overall like animation skills, right? Really focusing on the timing and the spacing, the arcs, right? Make sure everything is looking pretty smooth. Okay, let's get this here. Right, so little things like this, we just add a new foot, kind of take this, lower it to where we need it to be. Right, the process with this rig to make new parts is actually really, really quick and intuitive. So I'm actually liking how this rig turned out. We'll go down here. This arm. And this is how I work too, like at a studio, maybe a little bit faster, right? Maybe there's some stuff that I won't be able to do because of like time limits and stuff. But usually it's like draw over, adjust the deformers. I think, so usually in a studio, they break it up into like 2 passes. You do a posing pass, you block in all the keyframes, all the breakdowns, and then you do an animation pass. I would say right now, well, so this part is an animation, obviously, but the part we're doing now, I would consider this still to be posing out the character, right? I include the breakdowns in my posing like process. And then animation, it's basically just like adding some tweens, delaying parts of the body, So a chunk of my time is always spent on the posing section. Okay, let's get this here. We'll show through, kind of give that sense of depth. We got to get this leg. Let's do the arms first, and then we can do the legs. It will have the hand. There's actually quite a few hands on this rig. So it's okay. So here he's like kind of crawling. That's what I want the effect to be. That's okay. And you can get this rig on my Gumroad. There's a free version with all the poses, but no master controller. And then if you want the master controller, you can either, get the free version, and kind of put it in yourself, or there's one for like $1, which already comes with the master controllers. So you can choose whatever you want. But they're basically the same rig. You can achieve the same things with them. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're getting something less if you get the free version. This guy down here. And I feel with a rig like this, you may be worried about, oh, I'm moving all these pieces, right? My pivot points are kind of screwing up. But as long as you don't move the permanent pivot points, everything should tween okay. That's what I find anyway. Like when I'm working, even the most when I really deform the character, it usually works out okay. What is that? Oh. That's a weird thing that's going on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just gonna have this. Oh, I don't know what I did here. Look, I really fucked that up, didn't I? Well, I guess we'll just leave that for now. Look at these legs. Maybe I adjusted the drawing, but I don't know, actually. That doesn't make any sense. Here, we're going to move deformer in because I want the pivot point to stay like by the knee. And I can move this guy. Kind of this. Grab this. Right, just slowly, slowly, slowly getting it into position. Right, it doesn't matter if it's not fully there because this is just my first draw over. I'm gonna have to do it again. Just because I can't really see what I'm doing right now. I can't see all the lines matching up. So what I'm gonna do, I get it all into position, like roughly. This, that'll be in front. Again, same thing. I'll duplicate this drawing. And since there's no like interior parts, the feet, they're relatively easy to move into the positions that we want. I don't have to worry about the bottom of the foot. I just got to get the overall shape. And then I take this, kind of adjust it to get the position that I want. It's kind of an illusion, right? We're kind of cheating it a bit, but it works. Okay, so let's do this already. It's looking a bit better. Let's have this over here. Maybe we'll show the belt actually like that. Maybe not that much. something like that, to give a nice sense of depth. The sword, I'm gonna have to like squish it just a little bit, because the next stage, oh, wait a minute, go here. I'm gonna keyframe this, get rid of this. I'll delete, press F5, and now we're back. So the sword's kind of hiding. Got this here so we can kind of just see everything. We don't need these frames. And we're gonna go, right, it's looking okay. So what I'm focused on is the feet. See how his foot, it actually looks like he's planting on the ground? That's what I really want. Right? And I say it all the time, like, you want your animation to look good, really think about your posing. You know, like what? Okay, what the hell is happening here? Like, really think of, oh, because the deformer is turned off. Whew. Save that. But like, really think about your poses, right? Think about how will the character move from one point to the other. Think about, does this pose tween with the next pose? If it doesn't, maybe you're going to need a pose in the middle to kind of bridge that gap. You got to work all that out in posing. At least that's what I like to do. Like, every time I have not done that, it's been like a nightmare. I get fucked every time. I try and rush things. That's looking good. That foot. Let's, right, that's a nice curve. We'll get some overlap to really show like that perspective. Boot is really going to hang down, right? And usually you can get away with 2 drawovers, I think. Right? One to kind of get everything into place, and the second one to go in and clean up your lines. Right? Everything has the right perspective. I'm following like my rig. I'm paying attention to which parts need to be like moved. Right? I'm not drawing just lines that aren't there. I'm thinking like, oh, this is the top of the glove, right? This is the cutter for the glove, can go like that. Now here, maybe we want his shirt to drag a little bit. Now here, same thing. Cutter needs to go like that. The wrist is going to go behind. And then we'll have some nice shortened arms. And the sword really helps cheat a lot of stuff, right? It covers the whole back. We'll get that little thing, like his collar. Okay, we'll move this in front. I think too, like a complicated scene like this, it's just like taking your time, making sure you stick with your process, right? And don't rush it. We're really just trying to make it look nice. All these curves, you want to connect them. Oh. Oh, I'm so glad the sleeve fixed itself. That was low-key pretty scared there. No, I played it off cool, but I was terrified. So here, let's get these things in there. I'm gonna get that. And yeah, it's been a pretty crazy work schedule lately. I haven't really had time to upload or even film some videos, but at least we can get a live stream in, right? So any questions you guys have, let me know. Like I wanted to do a video about like networking, but I accidentally while we were recording, the microphone for some reason just didn't pick up audio at all. So it took so long. We filmed it for like an hour, a couple hours, and then it was all useless. So not good. Not a good week for me in terms of YouTube videos and technology stuff. So yeah, like right now I'm using one of those. It's called like a UG. It's spelled UGEE, and it's one of those ones where you draw on the table and your mouse appears on the screen. And normally, I used to hate it. Like I still can't really draw as well with this, but for animation and redrawing things, especially in Toon Boom, because you can use the line tool, it's okay. It's way cheaper. It was like $60 for this. So if you're looking to get into digital animation and you don't have enough money for a big Cintiq or tablet, literally get one of these, like 50, $60, get you started. It's definitely not the best. Like I had a scare today. It almost stopped working on me as well, but so far, get the job done. It's a huge money saver. Like I was so worried I was gonna have to spend like a grand on another fucking tablet. But no. Right. Let's get this. Move this wrist there. Yeah, well, speaking of like my Gumroad stuff, if anyone is having any problems like accessing the files, it's not working for you, let me know. Like literally send me a message because I don't know. I just need to know. I don't want you guys to be, trying to get something and it doesn't work. So I'll fix that stuff. So one, I'm gonna like put the hair in. So he goes here. Like I'll rough in the hair, just kind of like it's roughly going in this direction. This will save a little bit of time when we tween it. Right, maybe this will be up a little bit. This is his neck. Yeah, and then we'll hide this behind the head. There you go. Look at that. Great pose. That's a great one. So here, this won't tween. So this is going to be, we're going to ease out of this pose. It's going to speed up and maybe ease in and ease out. We'll see. let's see. So from here to here, I'm going to go 30 E's. Start it here. It might be too much. These don't tween, right? Yeah. So we're going to take this back. It has to be literally one frame. And this is taking too long as well. So okay, that's fine. Let's get rid of this. A little bit smoother, right? There was a little ease there that we didn't want. Yeah. Did you take them out? Yeah, at like 2 I did, yeah. Okay. So I think here I don't want to tween from here to here. Because these are going to be really close together. Whoops. Let's go like this. But we do want to tween out of it, I think. Right, it's a real quick movement, slow in, out, up. Maybe I'll tween. Right, and I'm just looking at the overall like rhythm of the movement right now. I don't really care about the pieces flying, like how the shadows are flying everywhere. I don't care about that right now. I think that's fine because the camera will be following him. Okay. So next, let's do this guy. Oh. Okay. This foot's going to be planted. It already is, right? This is leg is coming up. Awesome. Keep going. We're only at 28 minutes, so we still have a lot of time. This hand is dragging on the floor to come back, and this hand is coming forward. So I'm going to turn off this onion skin. We're going to have a little bit of the sleeve showing. Some foreshortening. I'll have maybe the hand like this. The shoulders, I want to draw a line like that to connect them. Here, this is going to come here. He's curving, so we'll have his body more straight because it's going to, we're changing that angle, that line of action. All right. This is going to be foreshortened down, probably in a fist. Belt is going to go there. Something like that. this needs to be more down here. We got to get this perspective right. I'm not going to change the position of the foot. And then I'll do that leg after. Yeah, and like I thought about doing this as like a, an edited video where you don't see all my thinking. I think it's important to show the whole process. Even if I get stuck sometimes, I think it's good to show you guys like what goes into making an animation. Right? Sometimes it's just a long, not that interesting process. But I hope this helps, because like when I was coming up, when I was learning animation, this is like something that I thought would have been helpful if someone were to sit down and like go through their whole process while they're animating a shot, So let's see. What hand do we want? Do we want this hand? No, we want it in a fist. We want, I'm going to say this fist might be closest. Okay, down, we'll fix that. And remember, this drawer, we don't got to be perfect. This is just to get things into position. Then we can worry about it all afterwards. This up here. And this rig doesn't have shoulders, but you just use the top deformers. So I don't know. Some people like to give the rig shoulders. I personally don't really like that because they always kind of just end up getting in the way for me. And I find they really clutter things up. But some people like them. Get this going. Here, move this. We actually want the front to be down. We'll hide the back. Sword is gonna have to be also a little, kind of do it like this, and we'll shrink the whole thing, kind of like hide it behind him a little bit. Right? It's cheating, kind of, but that's okay. We'll actually make it like this. You just want the hilt to have like a nice smooth arc up, right? You want to follow it up. And the movement's going to be so quick, I think we can get away with it. Okay, let's get this in, this perspective. And like from the original boards, you can say, I didn't really time this out at all. So I'm going to have to make up the timing as I do the animation. Like normally on a show, when you get the boards, things are usually timed out like better. When the characters are moving, that's basically already figured out for you. And you kind of just got to work your way in between the timing, You just got to take it as a guide and just finish it off. But here, we kind of got to think of it from scratch. And like, see here, I could probably just like not draw a new foot we'll just stretch this over, and then we'll stretch this over, which I really like. I really like how these feet are made. Oh. Now let's get this foot in perspective. So it starts here, kind of like slides out and comes up. And I think a lot of this too, you're not really going to see because the camera's going to zoom in, I think. I want it to. But I need to get all these pieces working properly, just in case I want to change the camera angle. But it also helps me with the overall movement if like the lower body, even though it's not on screen, is working properly, you know? Here. Grab this guy. Move here, here. This is a cool tool, right? You can scale these down. It's really, really helpful. Perspective, this little tool up here to you know, grab multiple deformer points at the same time. Used to really like, I mean, it's still tough, but I don't struggle nearly as much with perspective once I learned that kind of tip. All right, let's see. Let me just move this back. This there. And so far, we're doing pretty good in terms of like where our pivot points are. Nothing is really tweening crazy or unexpected. And that's kind of good. It's a good sign, right? The worst is when you don't expect something to happen and then it fucking, you know, happens. Flavio, how are you, man? How are you? Thanks for joining the stream. How are things? Okay. Here. Right, now it's time for second draw over, right? It's and it's super important. Like it's taking us a long time to get into the animation part, like when we're adding tweens and stuff. But I need to make sure that everything's working perfectly. And then it's going to make my life so much easier. I start animating. Right? I need to nail these drawovers. And then afterwards, I'm going to do a little bit of an arc check on the head to make sure that it's moving. I want it to move in a nice arcing pattern. All right, let's go like this. Let's go like this. Yeah, see here we can smooth out those nice long lines. There. I really want these poses to be really athletic, you know, lots of movement. It's really cool seeing this scene come together. You know, I've been thinking about this shot for so long. I think I talked about this before, but like my skills weren't really good enough to get it done. You know, I started it once, wasn't really working out. I was doing it all hand drawn. It was taking so long. I kind of got burnt out, you know. I think with these rigs, not only do I get to test them, but if it works, it's going to make everything go a lot quicker. Once it's animated, it's done, right? I don't got to color it, nothing. I just realized is what I hate the most is coloring. I love doing hand-drawn animation, but coloring hand-drawn animation, I don't like it at all. And like cleanup and stuff, no. You didn't take Marlo with Claude Medit. Arm, like this. It's here. I'm good, man. How are you? Thanks for joining. And honestly, thanks for all those useful comments you're leaving on the videos. You know, really, really helpful stuff. How are you though? Good. What are you up to? Working? Nothing? Just chilling? I really need someone to like read the chat in this, like someone over here to read out these questions. I can only imagine like when people who have like hundreds of people watching their stream, like I don't know how they do both at the same time. Okay, let's see. I'm liking this. Let's put the shadow in the right spot. Great. Put it there. I mean, you're not going to see shadow at all. So all good. UK. Yeah, man. Nice. Oh, that's sick that you're in the UK. Nice that you're tuning in so late. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is happening with this shadow. Like, I feel there's a lot of like hidden tweens that are just messing things up for me. Okay. We'll go here. Go here. It's coming out. If we play it, what do we got so far? I want to cut off the camera so you guys can see what it looks like. See what we got. So he comes up. Right, looking good. Now I want to check something though. I want to check his head movement. Go here. Right, I want things to be moving in a nice little arc pattern. So let's just outline the head. Right, and this can like really show us our spacing as well. That's the key too. Right, roughly in that position. Oops. There, there, there. And then here. So like, okay, but I want, no, actually, I think that's fine. But I may want to add another frame between this and this. Because I want it to slow and speed up to here. But I also think this to this is too much of a jump. So let's throw in a keyframe there. Or actually, here's a kind of a neat trick. It might mess things up a bit. I'll go here, add one like this. I'm going to grab a keyframe. I'll keyframe it here. Keyframe it here. And I just learned this from like my supervisor on one of the shows I'm working on now. It's like when you want to soften a tween or something, I don't exactly know why or how it works, but you like keyframe around it, get rid of the one in the middle, and you kind of get like a softer motion, right? See that? For some reason, that looks better. Now we just got to go in and like fix these tweens a little bit. It's just crazy how much it improves it. So there. You just got to get it moving the right direction again. Yes. And I'll take off the tweens now. So I'm just deleting this because the drawing swaps are swapping. There, let's kind of drag this a little bit. Okay, we got to redo that. This is going to be dropping. Right, and it sucks because you kind of have to redo some of the poses. In the end, it looks pretty nice. And like the tweening, it helps keep control of the rig. If I were to try and just kind of freehand these breakdown poses, my rig would get out of control really fast. The sizes would be crazy. Parts would change size and volume. Tweens would be flying everywhere, you know? But with that way, where you like keyframe around, you like keyframe one, you kind of make that one frame good, and then you keyframe around it and delete the middle. It keeps things, I find, really consistent. I've had a lot of, I'm finding a lot of like success with that strategy. Here, you got to take a look at this. Actually, we can kind of get away. We don't have to adjust that actually at all. We kind of get away with that, especially because it looks like it's going to be hidden by the camera. Okay, this is going to be in front still. I just love after, like, even especially with a shot like this, sometimes it's like, oh man, you know, it's not coming together, it's not working. But then you finally make like a little adjustment, and then you're like, okay, that's working. That's what I like. $49 minutes. Still good. We're still good. A little bit of extra time today, so just in case. I don't know if anyone watching is a hockey fan, but the Leaf game on the weekend was pretty crazy. You know, there were actually a lot of good events on the weekend. The Leaf game, there was a boxing match. What's his name? Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. A lot of good sporting events this weekend. Yeah, Leaf game was crazy. Won in overtime. They were getting slapped the whole game. But yeah, they won. Pretty sick. I think they play tonight. But yeah, so it's been crazy with work because at the show that I'm on now, the deadline that we're on, it's like they do. Normally, I'm used to doing it in like 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, you got to submit something. Usually 1 week for posing, 1 week for animation. But this show, they do it, I guess, because the deadline's a little bit tighter, and just like the animation style, it's like 1 week for posing and animation for it's like 700 frames around 700, 800 frames. And surprisingly, a little stressful and a little bit tough to meet those deadlines. So, sword needs to be a little higher. Yes. So this to that, probably have this guy a little more. Like I feel this is where I want to change the drawing swap because that's the biggest motion. Go here. Like that's a pretty big motion. There you go. And then this is the weird part. So if we can get this one to work, let's do the feet first. And we're pretty much off to the races. Like this is pretty much done. There. Gotta get this nice perspective. Something like that. And yeah, like, some people might say like, hey, probably just draw this, I'm doing all these drawovers. You might as well just hand draw it. And it's like, oh, then I gotta color it. I gotta clean it up. I kind of feel like you can get a lot of nice, use it. Like if you use the rigs right, you can get a lot of nice animation. Because like you're doing these loose drawings, right? And if you can get your rig to follow that flow of these rough drawings, it can look really nice. All right, let's see. This needs to go like here. Like I don't want to see any of that. Coming up like this. Okay. Anyone else working on any cool projects or whatever? Personal projects at school, at work. Okay. That's important. I almost forgot the belt buckle. I did forget it here. So it comes up. Belt. That. We'll have it kind of squash down. And then afterwards, in this shot, it's going to be tough because there's going to be so many effects that I got to do. I got to throw in like a robot spider thing in the background chasing him. So it's going to be tough. This is definitely going to be the easiest part of the shot. And then not to mention, I kind of want to like give everything a finished feel. So like I got to comp it too. And I don't know anything about comp. So we'll see if how this ends up looking. But like not for anything, as long as the animation looks good, I feel I'll be happy. There you go. Okay, looking good. Let's do, I think this is gonna go back. I always get confused with Z depth all the time. This back, but then I want this forward. How are we gonna do this? We'll just do it like that. Or no, we'll have it like this. That's a good enough perspective. I really take for granted how much moving things in perspective helps. Like that kind of knowledge really helps when you're animating characters like this. Arms, legs, hands, really big. Okay, this is going to be tough. So let's move this here. Let's move this here. Right? I'm going to adjust the deformers. Right? And yeah, anyone watching, do you guys like using rigs? Would you prefer hand drawn, or do you like both? I know some people like to kind of mix the two. Oh, who's that? Red Devi Ball. Yeah, long time no see, man. You haven't crashed one of these streams in a while. How are you? All right, let's see if we can get away with that. I think we can. Right? See, I don't know what the fuck happens here with my thing. I've been working for a while. Nice. Are you still working now? You just finished? All right. I think this could be what we want. Ah, yes, draw overs. I like rigs, but I have hand drawn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of in the same boat, you know. When rigs feel hand drawn, it looks so good. Like, okay, let's see. We might miss a few things. Oh, like the neck. Yeah. And like it's always nice because you have that extra time to really go in and draw something, like do a nice draw over and then match the rig. I think it's because that like I find too, like when I do hand-drawn animation and I clean it up, it never looks as good when I clean it up. This way I can kind of get that like rough. Huh. Who's that? My dog's back from his walk. Marlo, who's that? 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 Where you go? Where are you going? Okay, this part I don't like. So he comes up. So maybe I'm gonna. I also don't like his eyes. So he goes close eyes. I think I'm just gonna have him look straight up. How do you deal with your foreshortening, for example, arms, hands with your rig? Yeah, so what I used to do, and like my supervisor just like told me it was wrong, is I would try and like use the pegs to kind of move it in place, right? But you kind of make it hard for yourself. So what I would do, like for example, like I'll show you. Let's say I wanted to foreshorten this arm. Is the game on down here, Claude? Like say I wanted to foreshorten this, I'll draw a quick like rough outline, right? You want to shorten it like this, draw these lines for like perspective. And then what you can do is I'll match the pivot point to the elbow and just kind of move it in place like that. When it's roughly in place, I'll use the deformers, grab two of them at the same time, use this tool up here, and then you can kind of like scale them together. And then if you use shift and arrow keys, you kind of just move it into place with the deformers, right? And now you match it roughly where you want. You can usually there's like a wrist and hand. Move that there. Okay, already pretty foreshortened. And then you go in like, that doesn't really look that good. I'll maybe adjust it. I can do another draw over, right? Maybe this isn't the right perspective. Smooth out those curves. And then you kind of have like a pretty quick foreshortened arm. And it looks pretty accurate because you're doing those drawovers and you're using the deformers, not the pegs. Okay. Like kind of quick, but you get the idea, right? There's the. Okay, let's get rid of that. I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit. Okay. So here. Oh yeah, we're doing the eyes. I think it's looking weird. His pupils are moving like in so many different areas. So let's go here. Let's just delete this and have him look up like that. There you go. That's looking better already. This pupil, same thing. Get rid of this. Okay. And now next, from here to here, I want these. Where is it? these pupils to pop into place right there, like these eyelids, so they don't keep popping. Right, so it's nice and smooth. Get my hands above the right scale for sure and pose like with an outstretched arm. Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. I always struggle with the right size too. Um, what I kind of try and think about is like the rule of thumb: just go bigger. If you think like it's too small or whatever, just over exaggerate, and then maybe like you get a revision to scale it down or something. You know, I find going bigger usually helps a lot. So here, I'm just trying to think how I want this. Let's see. Like he's going so quick. I gotta watch it all together. So dives. I mean, it looks okay. Let's turn this off. Because like that little pause is when the camera will zoom in and then it'll follow him. Right? So the arcs are good and everything is kind of hidden below camera, which I like. I think what we're going to try and do now is with this hair. So here, his hair flies up. Yeah, anyone else have any foreshortening tips? I would actually be down to hear those. Yeah, it's nice, Claude. I don't have to cut the stream short. I can watch the game down here now.
And I can work out while watching the game.
Yeah.
And Mario has a thing with that.
Especially with all the new carpets.
So look at this one I made. I feel like it's actually decently accurate. So according to my forecasting.
Oh wait, if you're gonna say any of your
okay.
money, it's on live stream.
What's going on?
Yeah.
The other game on? Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll go here, and then this will go like this.
Left a bunch of keys. Oh, that's like a ton of the ants left a bunch of keys in the fridge.
But didn't you bring them to his house?
We brought moosers to his house, so you can say we're even Steven. He only left 3. Yeah, I know. We left like 100 in the fridge.
Okay, there you go. This should make things a little better. Right, I guess I'm happy with this movement. Fuck. I don't know. I think I might have ruined that. No, it's okay. This is something like a hand that would generally not have deformers. If using would you just scale at the peg? No. So if it's an extreme, I would draw a new hand. So like say here, like if I wanted it to be like this big in front, I need to draw a new one because it fucks up with the line quality. So if you're gonna scale it up, you could probably go like new drawing, go into the. I wonder if this would work. like grab everything in the actual drawing and scale up the drawing, right? And then make sure like it's the pivot point is in the right spot, but then you got a nice big hand, and the line integrity is pretty much the same. You know, I feel that's what I would do.
I think I fell asleep too.
Undo all that shit.
Tell her that they're betting her to be vice president. I saw. And she fights it.
So here, this needs to be more like that. Ooh. Oh, and there you go. A little, and like I kind of want it to be just a fast motion, right? He just like, pew, pew. This. I mean, what happens if I tween this though? Huh, yeah, they were huge on Gary and his Demons. They really wanted to push the foreshortening and the redraw. There were so many good, like a bunch of animators on that show who would just do some crazy stuff with foreshortening. It looks so good. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll throw another frame in there. Yeah, maybe something really quick. I'm still playing with the timing and the spacing. I might be too slow now. Yeah. I'm gonna take that out. Yeah, that show they used a real like their rigs were super simple. Like the arms didn't even bend. It was just like 4 or 5 pieces: torso, arms, hands, legs, and feet. And the legs were just like one piece. The arms were one piece. And then they wanted us to just redraw basically every pose. And you got some really nice animation, really quick, because of all the pieces that were already there. You know, I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. Like, I don't think there's much more I can do. It seems to be ruining it. Because I want it to just. Okay, maybe we can go something like, if I do one more, and I make this a higher ease, that might be better, right? Yes. Or what if I move this over and down a bit? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And maybe, hang on, I'm gonna need, let's move this, oops. Since the feet are off, we can cheat it a bit, right? And get a better arc. I just don't know why. Okay. So we come here, between this, I go, we'll delay the eyebrows a bit, even the face, and the head. Let's see what that gives us. Whoa. I like that. Now let's try that trick. Keyframe, delete, right? And it just gives us a nicer movement, and it puts everything on twos. It's like a cheat code. So cool. Right? That looks better. It's still pausing though here. Oh, that's why. Because see that? See that pop? That's what I'm noticing. So we kind of want to turn the sword not here. We want to keep it profile. Profile. There you go. That's what I was. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what I was noticing. It was the pop in the sword, and now that's way smoother. Look at that. Okay, those tweens can be done. So now let's go in with the hair, and let's add some secondary motion. Right. I'm kind of just, just following the body movement. I'll work on these two pieces of hair first. I'm gonna say I'll keep. These will still be dragging here. Did it start yet, Claude? Just started? Oh, it looks so good on the big thing, projector. So here. Maybe it'll drag up now a little bit. I don't really like to do this hair part. This is the part I'm never good at. I never get it right, ever. Here. And then it kind of, I'll have it overshoot up, then drop back down. There you go. See, there you go. That looks good. Right, hair's moving. It's a little fast. Like, I kind of want there to be more time here. But at the same time, I don't know what to do. So this, let's drag hair like that. Drag it more. Go. As it's coming up, I'll drag it here. Overshoot it up. Whoops. And then they'll come back down. I like it. I think what we can do, though, we'll keep his eyes shut here. And And then we'll open them a little bit, a little bit. Kind of move. Oh, shit. We want to see half the pupils at least. That's it. So it's a little more in perspective. Oh, no. When I do that, I always animate on the wrong frame. There you go. Get rid of this weird tween, and the eyes would pop open here. Same thing like this. We'll go. I may need to make a new. We can get away with that. Cool. Right, there you go. Now it shuts pretty nice. And he's running. Yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good one. All right, yeah, we're almost done here anyway. I think I like that's pretty okay. Reaches. Runs up. Maybe I could do something with the sword. But let's see everything together. Running. Whoop. Runs up. Yeah, I think let's just take a look at the sword. Sure. We have. Oh, whoa. I didn't know I had this angle. That might be what I was looking for. We'll go like this. This might either make it better or worse. Right? Oh, I do have a bunch of different angles. Right? Coming up. It's looking a little better. Oh, yes. Almost there. There's something. Maybe this. Let's see, go farther down. Oh. There you go. That is good. That's good. Right, going. I think that's pretty much done. Okay, let's see how it looks with the camera now. So originally the scene was supposed to be like this long, but it's so short. So as he's there, the camera zooms in. So maybe we could start it farther back. I don't know. Let's see. Zoom out a bit. I kind of want to move it a little, right? Moving. And then here, it's gonna like zoom in. Like that, like it's going this way. No. Here. Is where it zooms in. There. And then he gets up, and I want it to kind of like follow him this way. I don't know. I can figure this out after. Just like a rough thing. Let's see. Maybe we can move this over a bit. We'll add some ease on the camera. Wait, that's not even anything. We'll go. Does it move? What's that? Like 45. Move this.
Are you on still?
Yeah, I'm almost done though. I just got to do this one thing. There, 55. Okay. And let's just see this. That looks better. Maybe. There you go.
What? No way that
there you go, guys. That is done. Look at that. I mean, I can adjust it a little bit, but overall, rolls, camera goes, and he starts running. Let's loop it.
Hey. We'll take it. We'll take it.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna save this. And I think that's it, guys. We went a little long today, but thanks everyone for joining. This was a good one. Yeah, we'll continue with this scene, with this short throughout these streams because it gives me an excuse to focus on it. And there's actually a lot of stuff that we could look at. So, yeah, have a good one. See everybody in the next one.